Hello, Bridget Bartlett here with Vision Marketing and Design, and today we are live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today I am going to continue with our branding series. Today is part 4 where we are going to talk about how to build an audience for your brand. Okay, so up to this point, we have already established our brand, we've created our logo, we've set up our system. And today it's all about how to build that audience, right? So if you go into your knowledge base under branding, you will see this is where you're going to find this series here. And you will also see that I have some step-by-step instructions. Today to do this, what we're going to do is use ELMessenger. And the goal of this is to invite people into our group, into our community. And we talked, I think it was yesterday, about creating an opt-in page to connect to your website. That way, while you're building your system out, you can still be using that time productively by also building up your brand. The very, very last thing you want to do is wait until you get everything perfect on your system and then you're ready to launch. I see this all the time. You want everything perfect, your offer perfect, and all of that. And then you decide, okay, great, it's time to launch. But guess what? You have no audience. You have no traffic. So if you want to pay thousands of dollars for traffic, you definitely can do that. But most new businesses do not have that income to invest. Okay. And building an audience, that's actually building a brand. When you run paid ads, that's going to stop when the money stops, right? I mean, of course, there's strategies and things that you can use to use that ad spend to build your brand, and all of that's great. But this process is simply for building an audience for your brand in a community. So we're going to create a Facebook group and we are going to use ELMessenger to invite people into our group. Okay. So definitely go into the knowledge base if you missed all that. If you're not a member yet, you could go to bridgetbartlett.com. You can register for the free training, which you get access to my knowledge base here and our free tools. Or if you are a current or a new member of High Level, meaning you're wanting to join High Level, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com as well. We have options for both. Okay. I do want to say hello to Maria and Floyd and Frankie and Ray. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so the very first thing you want to do is you want to install ELMessenger. Okay, if you don't have an ELMessenger account yet, you can click here, create a free account. If you're one of our members, you already have, the premium account. So there's no need to do all of that, okay? So once you install it, you will see that you get this extension here, okay? So once you have your extension, you'll see that I actually created 3 already to use as an example. And what we want to do is we want to actually, you can click here and go into the back office, okay? I love to use the back office over the extension because it's larger, it's just more user-friendly. That is available in the premium plan only, but on the free plan you get access to the extension and you can do most of the things that I'm showing today. Now, as soon as you install your ELMessenger, the first thing that you want to do is go into the contacts and you're going to click here for manage inactive friends. I'm so sorry. The very first thing you want to do is actually create a tag. Okay, so you're just going to create a tag just really simply. Just give it a name. Like if I wanted to create this tag, I could just do test. Okay, but I actually already created an active tag. That's all you have to do. Just create the tag. You don't have to do anything else. Okay, so let's now go back to contacts. Once you create that inactive tag, you're going to go to contacts. You're going to go to manage inactive contacts, and you can choose here how long do you want your friends who have not engaged with you to be in the list before they get moved to the inactive list. Okay, so previous tools would have you just unfriend someone, but a lot of times when you unfriend or when your contacts are inactive, it doesn't mean that they're not interested or it could be just simply because they have not seen your posts. Maybe they're not engaging because they just don't see them, right? The algorithm, the way that it works, maybe you're not at the top of their list and so they just don't see it. So we don't want to just unfriend. What we want to do is we just want to tag them as inactive. That way we have the opportunity to then engage with them. And then at that point we can decide, do we want to unfriend them or do we want to keep them as friends? And maybe at that point, since we are currently engaging saying, then they are no longer inactive, right? We have actually added ourselves now in their face by contacting them, right? And of course, this process can be automated as well. If you did want to remove the inactive friends, you can certainly do that just by checking this box here. I like to do 60 days because I feel like that's a fair time, especially if you have lots of friends and followers on your Facebook page. So 60 days, and then you can choose to remove them, or you can actually choose to tag them. And that's what I like to do, and that's what I suggest you doing as well. Okay, so you just want to tag the inactive friends, and then you can also select this to automatically do this for your inactive friends. Okay. Now, I've already done that, so I'm not going to do that again, but this is going to get you started on the right foot, right? So that's the very first step, the very first thing you want to do. Okay. Now, once you've created that, what you want to do is actually go to Facebook, and you can see this is my sample account. And we talked already about, optimizing your profile. So you have your nice cover here. And the point is, we want to tell people when we're sending them friend requests, we want to tell them what it is that we do, and then allow them to choose if they want to accept our friend request or not. A lot of people will say, don't make your business really obvious when you are sending friend requests. But I think it's part of the pre-qualification process. I mean, if they look at this Facebook page here and they just think, oh, I don't want to get involved in that. Well, I'm really glad that they decided that before they accepted my friend request and I wasted a bunch of time talking to them, right? So optimize your Facebook profile. You can add a post here to invite them into your group, because remember, that's really what we want to do. The main goal is to capture the email, right? But then we want to send them to the group. All right. So this is the website here, and here is the little post here, and it's pinned to the top. And to pin a post, all you need to do is click the three dots, and then you can choose pin. Of course, this is already pinned. And then what's cool about that is every single person that's going to be, that looks at your profile, this will be the first thing that they see. Also, you can add your website here. And if you guys want to see this website, of course, it's still a work in progress, but it just says Christians United to Share the Gospel of Jesus. And we are incorporating, because remember, this is actually a rebrand, right? So it's not an additional business, but I need to create a different landing page, a different opportunity that leads to the same opportunity, but this is geared more towards building your ministry online, because remember, we want to stay congruent with our actual audience. Okay. So we have this option here. They can join our group, and of course they're entering in their contact info. If they click here, they actually go to my rebranded page for our business here. So this is kind of what it looks like. And let me go back. And then, of course, we also have, Christian counseling. And we do have a current Christian counselor right now. Her name is Heather Knight. And so Heather serves in missions and different things. And I do want to add other Christian resources as well. At the bottom here, I also have some places to donate. If you are a Christian and you like to donate to Christian businesses or organizations, you can check that out there as well. Okay. So that is the basic website. Now we're keeping in mind our traffic. And if your niche is not, anything related to Christian, that's not the most important part. The point is that we just need to pick our target, customer or the target avatar, right? That is going to be relevant to our offer. Okay. So this is going to be the same process, whether you're looking for plumbers or you're looking for missionaries or you're looking for other agencies, whatever your niche is, this is the same process that you want to follow. Okay. So now this is the basic setup here. So now when everything is set up and we're ready to go, of course, you want to create your group. Okay. So what I did here is I actually have another profile that I'm managing this group. So this is the group, Christian Vision. And of course, we have some pinned things here. And we talked yesterday about scheduling content and things like that. So here is our new group, if you guys want to join the Christian Vision. Okay. So let me now go back to our group, and what we want to do is, or go back to this profile, what we want to do is we want to search for different groups that are relevant to our niche. Okay. So the first obvious word is church. Okay. So now this is really, really great because I know that we have a lot of uh, ministry leaders, church leaders in our group. And so if you are an agency and you want to, serve churches and things like that, or even just Christians, or maybe you have a local church and you want to invite people into your group to tell them about your church, that's an option as well. Okay, so when you search church, just the word there, you can go to groups, and if you're a local church or a local business, or your client or your perfect avatar is local, then you definitely want to choose whatever your local area is. So mine is Whiteland, Indiana. So I'm going to choose Whiteland, and you see we don't have any there, but I can actually choose, let's just try New Whiteland, because that is actually my exact area. And you see there's only one church there, but we also can just choose our local area. So the biggest town near me, because Whiteland is super, super small, would be Indianapolis. Okay, so now these are all churches. And there are many, many, many that are within my area. Now, if I'm a church leader and I need to get more people into our church, I want to definitely join all of these groups, because these people who are in these groups are obviously interested in churches. So the chances that maybe they would be interested in my church are pretty good, right? And you see the list goes on and on and on and on. And there's so many churches, right? So, what you want to do is just go ahead and join those groups. I am a big fan of Elevation, which is actually an online church. So, if you have a specific group like that, or a specific church that you like, you could actually search for Elevation Church. So, I could do Elevation, and we'll go to groups. And now I see all of the elevation specific groups. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've already gone through and I've chosen some groups. Also, something else, if Christians are your group, maybe you want to go to like Christian music groups or Christian bands or whatever. Again, we're just joining communities of people who are our perfect audience, right? Our perfect client or customer. So let me see here now. I don't know why it's saying I'm not in any of these groups. Let's just go to church, because I have several groups. Let's go there, go to my groups. Okay, okay. I guess visit means I'm already joined. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go to one group that you want to use specifically. And Emmanuel Church is actually a church that I visit quite often, actually. So if I had a local church or I wanted local people, I definitely want to go to a local church group. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to go to people, and you're going to go down the list, and you're going to want to send friend requests to the people in the group. Now, what's really cool, you can see I have ELMessenger installed. And what I want to do, if I'm looking, this is really where the targeting comes in. Okay. Because if I'm an agency and I want to serve church leaders, okay, if I want to build out automated systems and websites and all of that for churches specifically, then I don't just want all Christians in a group. Okay. I want to be very specific about who I'm inviting. So you can actually click on category and you can choose admins and moderators. That would definitely be the best choice if you're looking for church leaders specifically. If you're just looking for Christians in general, like maybe you have affiliate marketing that is, a product that you are promoting that is, worldwide, then of course that wouldn't matter, right? So you can decide which one you want to choose here. If it's just everyone, you can just select them all. Okay. But before we get to this point, because if we do select them all, you'll see here that we have the tag option. Okay. So what this does is when we do send the friend request, when we click start and the ELMessenger starts running, it's going to also, we can choose to send a message, and we can also tag them. This is really where the organization comes into play. Okay. So what I actually like to do is I like to use tags based on the group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to tags now, and you can see that I already have an Emmanuel Church tag. Okay, so I've created that. And I also created message segments here and one single message segment. Okay, so I'm saying things like, hi, first name. And remember, with message segments, we want to say the same thing, but we want to reword it, at least 3 different ways because we don't want Facebook to know that we're using automated tools. Okay. So that's why we want to make sure we are creating the message segments. We're saying the same thing, but just rewording it. For example, this says, hi, and then it will input their name. I hope you don't mind the friend request. I saw we're both in the Emmanuel group. I'm a huge fan. I just wanted to connect with other Christians like me. And then basically we're saying the same thing over and over again in different ways. Okay, so once you have created this, and I'm kind of breezing through this because I have done detailed training on this, and also in the knowledge base, I have links to those trainings as well. Okay, so if you're like, this is the first time I'm seeing this and I'm totally confused, go ahead and check out that training as well. Okay, so all we're going to do is just, once you create that variation, then you are just going to click add variant, and once you get all of those added, you're just going to click save. Okay, once you've created your message segments, you're going to go to templates, and of course you want to add a template. Instead of adding, I'm just going to edit this one, and then you want to choose that tag that you just created from the message segments. Okay, so that tag, if we go back here just to show you, that tag is called Emmanuel. When I click here, and if I was to create a new one, I would just click inside the box and then choose Emmanuel, and then now that's my tag. Right? Now, of course, we have other options as well, but we have other training on that. Just to make this simple, so that's all you need to do. All right, so I have this now created. Okay, now you'll see this little dot here, and when this is selected, what that means is, and there's a message here to tell you, select default message for sending friend requests. Okay, so whatever you can have multiple. Okay, so like maybe, let me just add this one here. So now I have 2. If I wanted this message template to be when I'm sending the friend request, then I want to make sure that I'm toggling this on. Okay, but of course you could switch back and forth depending on whatever your purpose is. Okay, it's cool to have that option. So we have now the message template. Okay, so now we are ready to go. All right, all we need to do now is go into the group, and we want to choose the Emmanuel Church tag. Okay, now we can get pretty specific. You can add tags here if you're looking for, like maybe if you wanted to use the word CEO or something like that. But just be cautious when you're using the profile tags, because it will search through the entire profile, and it will give you, if they've said mom or CEO or whatever your tag is, if it's anywhere at all in their profile, then it's going to select them. Okay, so I don't typically like to use this. Now here you can choose the number of friend requests. If this is the first time that you're ever using this, first of all, I would definitely go down to maybe 3, and the reason I say 3 is because you have 3 message segments, and each of those segments are going to rotate every time they're used. So the first friend request that you send out, it's going to send the first message. The second friend request, it'll send the second one. Third one, it'll send the third one. And then the fourth one, it'll go back and it'll choose one of the other ones, right? So I like to do at least 3, and then I like to watch it and make sure that I've entered everything correctly. The tag is working, where their name is, I didn't mess that up. So basically I just want to watch it and make sure that everything is actually making sense and functioning like I want it to. So I'm going to choose 3 there, and then I can choose to start from the very first contact, or I can choose to maybe even start at 1041 if I wanted to, right? And then here we can choose the send interval in seconds. So the more friend requests that you're sending, the longer you want to put in the interval. So I actually like to do like 45 seconds and then like 60 seconds. Just to expand it, just to be on the safe side. This new option here, this is going to only send to people that you have not sent a friend request to. If you don't want that option, you just have to uncheck that. Okay, so once you have done this, and you'll see that I actually ran this already. I had set some friend requests up, but if I was looking for, like I said, Christian leaders, I just want to search that option. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click start, and it's going to go ahead and run the tool. Now, it may tell you that you need to, click a little box up here to allow copying and pasting. It may tell you to log into Messenger. If it does all that, that's just what you have to do the first time. But you can see right now I'm not touching anything. It's sent the friend request, and now it's going to send that message. And then it's going to wait the 45 to 60 seconds before it sends another message. Okay. So now it's opening up Messenger. Again, I'm not touching any of this. And then it said, hey, Tara, hope you don't mind the friend request. All we're in the group. And then now it's going away. Now you can see in the top right-hand corner, it's now counting down to send the next message. Now this is very, very important. You do not want to be running this tool while you're working in the browser. Okay. What I like to do, and that's because, remember, we are trying to trick Facebook. We do not want Facebook to know that we're using automated tools. And so if you were using this manually, if you were actually going in and typing out the message and sending the friend request, obviously you would not be in another browser, or you would not be, and clicking around and doing other things. Okay. So that is why we don't want to touch this. So the best practice would be, and what I like to do is, once my day is over, once I'm done working at my computer, I will just set this to run, and then I can let it run all night long. I can let it run for an hour, whatever I want to do, depending on how many friend requests I'm sending. You can see, again, I'm not doing any of this. It's just doing this all for me. So you can see where it says cancel request. It sent the friend request, and now it's going to send her a message. Okay. Now, what's really cool about this is people will respond, and they'll message you, and they'll say, hey, great to meet you. And then you can start a conversation, and don't pitch your business. You don't have to be spammy. But the point is, we want to connect with these people, right? Because we're either going to help them, or they're going to help us, or maybe we're just in the discovery phase of trying to figure out how can we help each other, right? So if this is a brand new niche that I've just created, and I don't really know the offer, and I'm just kind of like, I don't really know how I want to take all this and position it. I just know that I want to focus on this specific niche. Then build a community with the people that are interested in that niche, right? We don't really have to overthink those things. So this is the basic process. Okay. So you can see now it's waiting to send the third friend request. I'm going to go ahead and just stop that there. So once you test all of this, okay, you've sent your 3 or however many segments you have, you made sure that everything's kind of flowing exactly how you want it. Then of course you can send more than 10, but I would say starting out, maybe do the 3, then do 10, and then maybe the next day do 5, and then the next day maybe do 20. And you can build up, but be very cautious about this, because if you have, and of course Facebook can change this number at any point, but if you have more than 1,000 unaccepted friend requests, Facebook thinks you're being spammy, and they may restrict your account. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are being very thoughtful about this. And also, if you did send 100 friend requests in the same night, you're going to wake up to way more messages than you can respond to. It's going to be really time consuming for you. So if you're just starting out, definitely don't overwhelm yourself. Just get started with the system. This is something that every single person in our program or business owner should be doing every single day. Every single day, you need to be building up your audience and sending people into the group. Okay. So now we have started the conversation, right? We have sent them a friend request. We've sent them a message. If they respond back, what we want to do is we want to see, are they a good person? Are they a good fit for our group? And this specific training we're doing for Christians, but it could be for anything, right? So in that conversation we're having, we're trying to figure out, are they a good client for us, or a good person to have in our network? These are the things that we need to figure out. And also, what are their problems? Is there any way that we can help them? Again, these are all things we want to talk about, right? Now, when we are building up our friends, okay, what we want to do on our timeline is we want to actually share things that our friends that we're inviting into our profile will enjoy. Okay. Because as they start seeing our content, okay, and we're talking, like here's a post here, and you can see it's all based on, Christianity. They're getting to know us through our posts, right? And, then occasionally it's like share a cool Bible verse. And we talked yesterday about how you can, get 2,000 of those for like $20. But share the content that is relevant to that. And then, of course, the goal, like I said, is you're either going to um, invite them into your group or you're going to invite them into your email list. Okay. So that is the basic process of building up your audience. Now, this will move fast if you do it correctly. It will also move fast if you have an opt-in form where they're joining into your community, and all of your thank you pages for if you're in our program and you have reseller tools, all of those thank you pages, you could send them into your group. There are many ways of building that. You could send your email list, put a little tag down there. Hey, don't forget to join our Facebook group. Every step, if this is your goal, is to build this community, every piece of your marketing efforts should be to drive traffic to one, the email, then the group. Okay. Of course, it can be group first and then email, but really the very first goal is email, because as we all know, Facebook can decide whatever reason they want to shut your page down. And then now you don't have access to your entire network. Okay. So the main goal is to get the email address. Okay. But having a community, and you can, let's go to the group here, but having a community, you can see it's like Heather, our Christian counselor, she posted something here, and I posted something about, uh, things in our society. And it's great to have a conversation with people, and to share common interests and see, what is working for people, what is not working for people. You can also see in your group, it's very targeted. People who join, they are pre-qualifying themselves and they're saying, hey, I am one of these people, right? So they are joining your group, and now you can put up here at the top, you can put like, here's a post that I did about build your ministry online, right? For church leaders and or purpose-driven followers of Jesus. Okay. Now I had my bio link here, and that was because I didn't have the website done yet, and that's okay. You just update the image. But the point is, we want to keep progressing. We don't want to stop and wait until everything is perfect and then we're going to launch, and we are just expecting as soon as we launch it out to the world and share our first link, everyone is just going to blow up, and we're just going to be like famous influencers, and we're just going to be millionaires as soon as we share our first link online. And I hate to break it to you, that is not going to happen. So the very first thing while you're doing that is start building that audience, so that when you do perfect it, you have some knowledge to help you perfect it by studying your audience, but also you know what their problems are. You know how to formulate an offer to help them solve it. Okay. So that is really all that I had for you guys today. I do want to make sure that you know where to go to access this training here, and then all of the resources as well. So when you go into the knowledge base, and again, you can register for free at bridgetbartlett.com. You want to go to the branding training, and then today is actually part 4. So here's where you'll see all of the instructions to help you get started. Okay. Ray says, I can see that it would be easy to get overwhelmed with more friends than you can handle. Ray, it really is not overwhelming, because most people are not going to see your posts all the time. Okay. So if I actually go into my Facebook page, okay, you can see, let's see, let's just see this one. Okay, so we have our insights here. You can see that, I get a decent amount of traffic. Okay, Facebook sends me messages and says, wow, you've had 45 days of straight engagement. Congratulations. But you can see that even then, I've only this was posted, 5 hours ago. Let's find one that's a little bit older. Well, here's a live training, okay, that was posted yesterday. And you can actually see that it only reached 77 people. Okay, so it's not like you're going to get bombarded with people who are like, "Whoa, you shared your link? Now I can't wait to, it's it's not at all going to be like that." However, the cool thing is you can post things like this where you're saying, and this is pinned to the top and you can see, 650 comments here. But when you do have this pin post here and it is getting a lot of engagement, then you can use the engage feature. And again, I have training on this as well, to automatically respond. Like all of these comments, I didn't respond. The engage feature of ELMessenger, it actually will love the post because that's what I set it on. And then it will send the message, and this one is tagging our friend Terry here, and then it is sending this here, and then it will also send a private message because I said I'm sending you a private message with the link to register. It will send a private message with that link, but it will also tag this person with the tag that I set up in the engage feature. Okay, so if you do get overwhelmed, if you do have a post that just goes crazy and people are commenting like who wants free tools, then you can set up the engage and then go on with that. Okay, but also you have to think about, if we are running businesses and this is our focus and this is our traffic, because the traffic is going to be the money making task that we're doing, right? Then you want to spend a decent amount of time on Facebook. And what I actually like to do is I will spend, maybe an hour on Facebook in the morning, and then I'll spend an hour on Facebook in the, before I'm done for the day. And I've, answered all the questions. I've addressed, wherever I want to go. I've looked at all the posts and whatever. I've tried to help when I can. And those are the things that are really, that's the building the relationships and all that. But that time in the middle of my day, I don't want to spend on Facebook. I'm not just scrolling through my timeline looking for something cool to buy or commenting on somebody's post who asked me about, or maybe I am really, commenting on somebody's post, for the engagement aspect. And if they say, "What's your favorite ice cream?" Well, it's vanilla or whatever I want to say, right? So definitely don't let yourself get overwhelmed like that, because if you are overwhelmed with the amount of friends or the amount of responses and all of that, that means you're doing a great job. And that just means that you need to take that thing that's obviously working for you, which is why you're overwhelmed. And then that's when you want to think about the automation part. Like I said, you don't want to set up engage feature. You don't want to set the engage for every single post before you post it. What you want to do is see the ones that are getting massive amounts of engagement like this, and then set the engage so that it can automate for you. But don't worry about setting an engage if you have not even built up your audience and you don't have an active post that's getting a lot of engagement, right? We want to learn by necessity. So you don't even need to worry about this at all until you need it. And then you learn how to do it, and then you automate it, and then you move on to the next phase. And then when you start getting overwhelmed, take a step back and think, okay, here's what I need to do. How can I automate this process? And then you have me to ask, and of course, I'm happy to assist you. You also have YouTube, Google. I mean, there's, many, many ways, regardless of what the issue is. If you're feeling overwhelmed, there's always a solution to help you with that. Okay, guys, thank you so, so much for joining me, and I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you